What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the guild. So, should you get into playing war games by yourself? Well, short answer is yes. But let's talk about it. So, you want to play war games. Maybe you don't have a local store and you don't have anybody that's like willing to get into it with you. That's probably the easiest bet, is to find one friend that's like, oh yeah, that seems kind of interesting. Split a box or something. But maybe you don't have that. Let's just say I kind of didn't have. But you say, I don't know, let's say something like this, right? Maybe you really love Halo and you're like, oh, really cool. You've never played a war game before. Should you not buy this and try it out by yourself? No, you should. Now, it gets a little weird because you kind of are counterplaying yourself, but you could still absolutely get the experience and try this out by yourself. Now, you have games kind of like this that have, like Krabok has a solo Matrix that he put out during COVID for this very purpose, and I played with it a little bit. It works well enough. Most of the time I don't bother with it though, because I just play against myself. And it gets a little weird, but it might make you better. But I beat myself probably more than I won against myself. I don't know what that means exactly, but you can do it. And if like you really want to try Star Wars Legion, but you don't have anybody to try it with, and you don't have a local store to go play it with, or a local community or whatever, should you not try to get into something? No, you should. You can absolutely experience what these games have to offer by yourself. Now, is it going to be more fun with somebody? Absolutely. You know, maybe you have 1 HP left. It kind of comes down to this. You need to make all the saves. You do. You get the laughs. You get the moments. You get to talk about it afterwards. It's obviously going to be better with people. But if you get into it, you have the potential to do that with people. But if your barrier to entry is should you or shouldn't you, well, you should, because if you don't, you're never going to get to have those moments anyways. So it's worth doing this. Now, if you don't want to play against yourself, you still have options. So this is a game called Elder Scrolls Call to Arms. This is made by Modifius. They make Elder Scrolls, they make Fallout, and they make this to be completely solo compatible. Now, they have a PvP mode. If you want to play it with a friend, you can. You could also play it co-op. But they have a solo mode where you create your band. It has built-in ways to roll your dice to decide your AI responses, and it works really, really well. Now, it's kind of funny. Sometimes you got like a skeleton archer running around doing nothing all game. Hey, that's possible. It's like playing against video game AI. It's pretty similar. And it works really well. And a game like this, you've got hiding, you've got lockpicking, you've got looting chests and equipping armor and trading gear between your party members and all this stuff. You've also got entire narrative books that have acts and delves and big battles and so on. And they have the rules. You can play through all this stuff solo, and it works really, really well. If you want to see kind of what that looks like, check the channel out. We have a lot of this stuff on there for this game specifically. Now, if Elder Scrolls isn't your jam, they also have it in Fallout. I'm sure there's other game companies that make stuff that's made to be played solo. If y'all know of those, let people know down below so they could check them out, because Wargaming, as much as we're talking about playing it with people, is kind of an industry built on playing with other people. So the more people we have in it, the better it's going to be. I just wanted to do a little baby talking video kind of and talk about this subject, because I'm sure there are people who are kind of thinking about it, and it definitely talked about as more of a social thing than anything. But you can absolutely get into it by yourself. You can play every single one of the games that I have. I could use all the minis up here. I could play it by myself. Absolutely. It gets a little weird. You kind of have to make up your own fun at times. The moments don't hit as hard, but you can still do it. It'll get you into it, and it'll put your foot in the door just a little bit, so you could potentially have those moments. But you're not going to know that if you don't take the step first. So if you're considering wargaming at all, maybe you've seen footage or screenshots or whatever of cool minis, I would just do it. And if maybe you're a painter and you just like painting the minis, but like you want to use them for something more, try it by yourself. It doesn't hurt. And you could still have a lot of fun with that, especially with a game like Elder Scrolls that has a lot of systems built for you to get that extra joy out of playing by yourself. Now, we did some co-op stuff recently. That was also fun, but you don't always have to be playing against somebody. And maybe once you get into it, you get a little bit more comfortable with it. Maybe you want to go to a store and try to meet somebody and get some games in. That's always possible. It's just for somebody like me, I don't really have a store super close that makes that super easy to do, and transporting and the whole nine. So I don't really bother with it too much. I do enjoy going to game stores when I go out of town. We make it a point to go to them. Just a thing we do. Which if you guys want me to maybe record some of that stuff when we're out of town doing stuff, I could do that, I guess. Just let me know. If you have questions or anything about playing war games solo, please drop them down below. I will answer them best I can. If you have thoughts on the matter that could maybe help somebody else get them into the hobby, drop it down in the comments below. I would love to read them. That is going to be it for this one. I appreciate my members, specifically my hunters on the board behind me. Anybody who watches, I appreciate you all for being here. If you like what we do here, check the channel out. Be sure to hit that sub button. See when we post again. Hit the like button. We stream on every Thursday, give or take. We do wargaming stuff. So yeah, that's going to do it. I appreciate you guys being here. Go out and buy a game and play it. All right. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.